my name is Amanda, and I have a ton of pens inked up. So, I know that I promised a currently inked video, so that's actually what we're going to do today. However, I went ahead and pre-wrote all my inks down because I have this entire Monteverde 36 pen case filled with pens that are currently inked up. I'm not even going to be able to fit this all in the frame. Let's see, I don't know, let me look. This case is covered in cat fur because Patches sat on it yesterday. So here's the first half. This pen doesn't even fit because there's not enough space. And then there is the second half. So we're going to go through all of these, and I'm going to show you what I have inked up and do a little scribble of the ink so you can see what it looks like fresh. And oh, this is really precarious, and I hope Pearl doesn't jump up here. And then yeah, there were a couple of like inky viewer requests that were asked for again. Thank you so much, Jessica and Bree, for re-asking your requests. So I'm going to fulfill those at the end. So if you want to see me compare a few inks, stay tuned to the very end, and we'll do that. I didn't ink them. I didn't have any of those inks in my pens, so I'm just going to do little swabbies of those just so you can kind of see them. So here is my currently inked. I have 37 pens inked up. So we're going to go through all these, and that way you can see what I'm currently inked up. This was just me scribbling and being silly. So yeah, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so we can kind of see what we've got going on here. I kind of went from like brown. I didn't do a perfect job getting them in color order, but I did kind of like try to keep them in a certain color order. So we're gonna start with the first pen I have inked up. This is a Pilot Custom 823. This is the amber finish, and I have a broad nib on my pen. And this is inked with Sailor 50 States, Texas. This is a permanent combination, at least until I run out of that ink. And here's kind of what it looks like in a scribble when it's fresh. So you can see what it looks like fresh compared to dried for a few hours. The shading in this ink is amazing, and this broad nib, like look at the sheen on that. This broad nib just like brings out everything I love about this ink. And I think somebody had actually requested what this looks like. I think it was this ink, what this looks like next to SBRE Brown. And I will have to do that in another video. I came across a sample, and then I put it back in the bag where I found it. And so now I have to dig it out again. And depending on how long this goes, maybe I'll do that at the end when I'm comparing the other inks. But we'll see how it goes. I wrote this all out in an effort for this video not to be 700 hours long. So we'll see what happens. And so my next ink is Monteverde Copper Noir, and I have this in my Pilot Prera. I have a medium nib on this pen, and here's what it looks like scribbled next to, like, fresh and dry. This ink is a sample that I received from my friend Miss Purl, and Sailor Texas is an ink that I have a bottle of, and you saw it last, I think I mentioned this, you saw it last month in 30 inks. Yeah, I just love this. I love that ink in this pen. And I just wanted to try out, it's October, I wanted to try out an orange. So this pen, my next ink is Diamine Wild Strawberry, and I have this in my Twisby Eco Tea Coral. Oh, I didn't write that on there. This is the coral. I also have the mint blue. So that's what you can see. It looks like fresh and dry. It's a very pretty color. I like the way that it dries. I like the shade that it is when it's dry better than I do when it's wet. But I inked this pen up actually a couple months ago. There's a musical artist named Youngblood, and they came out with a song called Strawberry Lipstick, and I got obsessed with like writing the lyrics out, and I was like, ooh, I have a strawberry ink, so let me go ahead and ink a pen with it. So yeah, this actually was going to make an appearance in 30 Inks 30 Days, and then I got other things and just didn't do it. I can't remember who asked about it. Somebody wanted to see how this compares to another ink, and I don't remember what the ink is, but I don't have the ink that they were asking about, so hopefully seeing it here helps you in some way. But it's really pretty red. Like, for not typically liking red inks, like, to write with, I have a lot of red inks inked up. So next up, I have my TWSBI Eco Transparent Blossom Red, or whatever it's called, and I have the new sample that I just got. Is it here? No. Where is it? I thought I just saw it. Yeah. The sample that I got from Van Ness, I have Colorverse Dirty Red. I love this ink. It looks like, when it dries, it kind of looks like dried blood, which, I mean, you know, whatever. But I really love the color that it comes right out of the pen. It's so pretty. But then it just dries and it's just like, oh, you can't even see that. Yeah, I love this ink. I like that it's dark. It's red, but I think it's legible. I don't think it's going to be like hard on the eye. So if you did want to have like a red ink, I think, like, especially like in a professional setting, like, I think you could get away with this as a work red. Next up, I have my Sailor Pro Gear Slim. And I have a medium fine nib on this one. And in this pen, I still have Mont Blanc Corn Poppy Red. I actually had to refill this after doing splats and stuff. And I just love the combination. So it's in here. It won't be here to stay. It's not a permanent combination. I just wasn't ready to completely empty the pen yet. So we've got another little bit with that. The next ink that we have, or next pen we have, is my Sailor Pro Gear Angel's Delight with the red body and the purple grip and the beautiful medium nib. Yes, my future spouse right here. And in this pen I have the Sailor Manyo Kuzu ink still. This isn't a permanent combination because I don't have a bottle of it, but I will use up my sample. And I also want to use Sailor Manyo Akebi in this ink, or in this pen. I think it'll be pretty with the section. But yeah, I love this pen. Also, fun fact, I ordered my Wicked Witch, and that will be here Monday or Tuesday. So you'll get to see that very soon. And then I'm not buying pens for a while. Maybe not even those TWSBIs that I always say that I'm going to get. I mean, okay, that's probably a lie, but like, as of right now, if a TWSBI came out today, I wouldn't be buying it. So next up, I have my Franklin Model 31 in the Purple Ray color. I just have a medium nib on this. I love this pen so much. That's what it looks like. And I still have the the Van Diemen's Black Tongue Spider Orchid in this pen. I love the way this ink looks in this pen. I just love this ink. This is a combination that's going to stick around for a while, I think. And then after that, I have another Sailor. Since I still had my Sailors inked from the other day, I just, you know, they're here. Califolio and Genopal. This is my Purple Cosmos. The ink doesn't change that much. It does dry a little differently, but not too much. This is my Purple Cosmos with the medium nib. I love this pen. It's amazing. It's amazing. This pen I almost forgot about. This I still have inked up from 30 Inks, and it's my Pelikan M205 Amethyst, and I have this inked with the matching ink, the Pelikan Edelstein Amethyst, because I have a partial bottle of it, and so that's going to be the permanent combination until I run out of that ink, since you can't really get it anymore. I mean, maybe you can get it on eBay for a ton of money, but yeah. I have a generous friend who was kind enough to gift me what she had left, so thank you. Next up, I have my Pelikan M600 in the violet white, and I have a broad nib on this pen, and in this pen I have a Mont Blanc The Beetle Psychedelic Purple. This is an ink that I really love also. Sorry if I'm not getting close enough. My little... I mean, that's pretty close. The thing that holds my camera is like in the way of my notebook. Next up, this is actually a pen that I inked for 30 Inks 30 Days. I pre-inked it before I got all the other stuff that came in, and just never got around to it, but I have ink in it, so I wanted to use it. It's my TWSBI Eco Transparent Purple. This is the one with the extra fine nib, I think. Yeah, it's the extra fine nib. And then in this ink, or in this pen, I have a TWSBI Royal Purple, which is from that 6 set of colors, the 1791, I think. I've actually never had this in a pen. I have sent out samples to friends, but I have never actually, until this, that's the reason I inked it actually, until this particular inking, I've never had this ink in a pen. I think it matches the pen perfectly. I don't know if it's like my perfect shade of purple, but yeah, I think it's nice. It is nice. So also yesterday, instead of just grabbing the pens, all the pens that I had inked, I did ink, well, actually a couple of these up here are ones that I inked yesterday, but I inked up my Birmingham Pen 6th Avenue Violet Beauregard. I have a Lefty Fine nib on this, I think. Did I switch it out? Nope, it's the Lefty Fine. I don't know if you can see this. If you can see it. It says LF. Yeah, right there. LF, that means Lefty Fine. It kind of writes like a medium, but I have Birmingham Waterfront Dusk, the new version. And this nib just gushes. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, so it's tuned for lefties, which I obviously am. And it's one of the smoothest nibs that I have, and I enjoy it a whole lot. So I also am not mad that it's kind of writing like a medium with that Birmingham inks. They just flow so nicely. Next up, I have this perennial combination. This is my TWSBI Diamond 580 AL in purple. This is the original purple, not the ALR. And I have a medium nib on it, but it actually writes pretty broadly, I think. Excuse me. It doesn't write completely like a broad, but it writes broader than some of my other TWSBI mediums. And I just love it. I love this ink in this pen. This is a perma combination, at least until I either run out of ink or just decide not to have this ink in this pen anymore. That's also from 30 Inks 30 Days, but again, like I said, it's another permanent combination. I should have, oh, I didn't do the scribbly. I should have like somehow signified what were permanent combinations and what weren't. But that's fine. I mean, permanent is a relative term, at least as far as pens are concerned, but yeah. So next up, moving on to the next page, this is already 14 minutes and I haven't even written a single thing. So I have my Kaweco, I don't know if they call it Skyline Sport, if it's just Kaweco Sport and the Frosted Coconut. This I inked up during 30 Inks 30 Days and I still had some of the ink left in it. So I have Tono and Limbs, the boundary between like and dislike. And I love this ink in this pen, in this nib. I just love everything about it. So, yeah. I don't know if this will be a permanent combination, but I have a feeling that I will re-ink this pen at least one time before cleaning it out. Next up, I have a pen that you haven't seen probably since April. This is my TWSBI Eco Pink, and in this, oh, I was going to look up how to say it so I don't sound like an ass, but whatever, I always sound like an ass. This is a medium nib, and I have the Jacques Herbin, I think it's Greta Houlet, this one. the one that was only available at Goulet Pens and is now available at other retailers. But I love this gray. I have a lot of gray ink. I'm gonna blame my gray ink loving friends. So yeah. So that is an awesome combination. I've been like keeping this ink in this pen because I got the sample of it and I filled the pen with the full sample. And so it's just, I refuse to empty it because I love it so much. So it's just, I've just been hoarding it. So next I have my TWSBI Eco Cement Gray. And in this pen I have the old formulation of Birmingham Pens Slag Gray. I didn't realize I would have 2 pens inked with this ink. But that just goes to show how much I like it. So yeah, it's a darker legible ink and I really like it. And then I also have my Sailor Anchor Gray. Also, this has a broad nib, and I also have this ink in this pen. This is actually the pen I prefer to have it in. I just didn't want to empty the TWSBI out and waste it, since it's a precious commodity at this point. Next up, this is an ink that was also kind of a viewer request. I don't know if it was this ink though. They were asking about Cradle Mountain Gray and how it might look with the Wicked Witch, and I don't think that it's a match, so it must be one of the other ones. Yeah, so I thought it was this one, but I have this in my Pilot E95S, the Burgundy and Ivory, which was a gift from an anonymous benefactor. It has a medium nib on it, but this medium nib is pretty juicy, and I love this ink. Like, this is my first time really writing with it, but look at the shading, and yeah, it's just really pretty. So cool. Moving along, we have made it through the first half of my pen case, so now we are going to move on to the second half. I'm going to take this out because I don't want it to fall. And I'm going to grab some water again because I am thirsty. Okay, continuing with the grays, I have my Pilot Custom 823. This is the smoke finish, and I have a medium nib on this pen, and in this pen I have Color Burst Matter. These like power filler pens are kind of a pain in the ass to clean, so I have this ink permanently in this pen because I like how it looks when I write with it, much like I have Sailor Texas in the amber version because it's just easier, and much like, we'll see this later, but I keep Robert Oster Soda Pop Blue because, again, it's a pain in the ass to clean, and this isn't even a clear version where I can see what's happening, so yeah. Next up, I have my Pen BBS 480 in the Nyangao finish. I think somebody once asked why I called this Kitty Cat, and that's because the owner of Pen BBS has a cat named Nyangao. I think it translates to something else. I don't remember. But yeah, so in this pen, I have, this pen was a gift from my friend Casey, and then I also have a sample that she sent me, Papier Plume Bayou Nightfall, that I thought would look pretty in it. It's not as gray. It's kind of like a blue-greeny gray. Oh, you can't even see it. Where it is. There it is. Yeah. But it's really pretty. Like, I think this ink, you know, it looks a little... Yeah, it doesn't, like, match, but I just wanted to have an ink that my friend gave me and a pen that they gave me. So, awesome. Although I think this pen is almost out of ink. I think, yeah. So, I might have to re-ink that one up. Next up, this is another permanent combination. I have my TWSBI Eco White. I have an extra fine in this nib, and ever since I got a bottle of Rohrer and Klingner, I'm gonna say Document Black because I don't want to butcher the German. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, I just love having this in a pen. This is the pen that I use when I make sample labels. I will write the ink name on it, because if one leaks, then you can still read what the ink is, and that has been tested and proven. Unfortunately, not on purpose, but yeah. And this ink makes this extra fine nib kind of write like a fine nib, I think, and I don't mind that. I like it a lot. So awesome. So next up, I have my Sailor Le Cool, the Pearl Finish. You saw this the other day. This is a medium fine nib, and I just have the cartridge that came with it, which was Sailor Black. I don't know if it's Sailor Gentle Black or if it's just Sailor Black, but that's what's in here. I think once this cartridge is done, I'm probably gonna, I have a spare converter, and I think I'm gonna put it in there so I can use more fun inks. And we have another Pilot E95S. I think this is actually the Elite 95S, but it's the same pen. I kind of snuck this in and didn't really tell anybody about it, but this one has the fine nib. I liked the medium nib so much that I just wanted it in a fine nib. So I got myself one. And in this one I have a Pilot Iroshizuku Takasumi, which I have apparently smeared at some point. But I just love the way it writes. It's just so delicate. These E95 or Elite 95S's, these pens are like the only ones. I was talking with this about some friends yesterday actually, and I think just because there's no like defined grip, I don't feel the need to like choke the pen with my grip, and so it just rests, and I can just like it just does what it's supposed to do. So yeah, so I really enjoy this. And even though I'm not like the biggest fan of like you could see like this fine nib is, it writes like the Sailor medium fine kind of, maybe even a little thicker. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I just love it. I love it. I don't know that I will always keep a black ink in this pen, but yeah, I love it. And next, I have one more black ink. I have my TWSBI 580 Punch Pink. I wanted to see what like a normal like basic ink would look like in this pen, and I love it. I love it. I'm in love. This is a great combination. I like the pinky red color with the black. And I am a huge, giant fan of TWSBI Black, so yeah. It looks really awesome in this Architect nib, which I am loving, by the way. Next up, I have an ink that I have had a sample of from my dear, dear, sweet, wonderful, amazing friend over at Creepy Nibs. It's a sample of Pen BBS June Pearl, and I have wanted to get this ink in a pen since 30 days. It was one of the in April. Well, yeah, April. It's one of the inks that I've wanted to get in a pen forever. The shimmer like really settles, so I have to really shake this pen up. I would guess I was really good about getting shimmer in this fill. But yeah, it's like a purpley gray sort of thing. And it's actually spelled June Pearl, like an actual pearl, not pearl like my cat. But yeah, it like goes down really light and pale, and then it just dries. It's also a really light ink, but it just dries, and it's so pretty. And I don't know if you can see the shimmer. I feel like the shimmer is kind of faint, but that makes sense because it's like all on the bottom of my pen. But yeah. Actually, I had to rewrite this list a couple of times. Well, just like one time. Is there better shimmer? Is there a better representation on a different page? No, because I forgot it, so it wasn't even on the original list. So when I spilled some ink on my original written list, and so I had to rewrite it out. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty. I am a fan. I want to say the base color might be Raspberry Milkshake, but maybe not. Raspberry Milkshake might be a little darker, but it's a similar it's a similar color if it's not the same. Next up, I have my TWSBI Eco Transparent Purple. This is the 1.1 stub. I still have this ink from 30 Inks 30 Days. It's a Troublemaker Petrichor, which, you know, we all love here. Phenomenal, wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous ink. Yeah, I think I should have put Papier Plume closer to Petrichor, but I didn't. So here's a little scrubby. Beautiful shading, beautiful like color transitions. It's just gorgeous. Moving on to the end. We're getting to the end. We are getting there, my friends. So next up I have my Sailor Fresca. This pen has the zoom nib, and I'm trying to decide if I love it or not. But I have put I have put Robert Oster Sydney Lavender in here, which is my favorite ink, and it's amazing. It's amazing, and I love how it looks in here. I love the shading that I get. Yeah, it's just really pretty. Oops, you didn't even see that. So that's gonna dry really nicely, like this swab here. And I'm loving this ink in this pen. So we'll see. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep it or get rid of it. So we'll see. But right now, for right this second, I love it. Next up, I have another pen that I actually put the wrong converter in, but it fits, so we're going to go with it. This is my Wingsung 3003. This is a gift pen from my dear friend Creepy Nibs, and in this ink, or in this pen, I have an extra fine nib. In this pen, I put Robert Oster Motor Oil, which is an ink sample that I received from pen friend Robert, and have been wanting to get into a pen forever, and just finally did it. So that's what that looks like. It's like brown. This pen is not really doing it justice because it's an extra fine nib as far as showing like all the shading and all. I mean, you could see some of the shading right there. I think it would be more pronounced in a larger nib, but I like it in this pen also. I actually really like it in this pen a whole lot. You can see more of the color instead of being like it's brown. It's like a brown ink. It's really pretty. I am enjoying it. So I'm really excited because this is my favorite pen for writing in my journal, and now I can use it. I mean, I like using all my pens in my journal, but yeah, because of I have a Nanami Cafe Note B6 Slim, and the grid is really small. Also, this is good for like a Hobonichi. But yeah, the converter that's in this pen is actually the converter that is supposed to be in this pen, and I didn't realize it until I like filled this one and put it in my case, and then went to go fill this one. I was like, oh, that's not the right converter, but it fits, so I'm just going to use it for now, and then I'll switch back to what it should be. So in this pen, this is my Pilot Falcon with the soft medium nib. I put Birmingham Pen Company Arugula because I wanted to see what the shading does, and I'm going to show you. The shading in this ink is amazing. Look at those squiggles. I'm going to do some, look at those. Ugh. I just love this pen. So I'm going to do a little scribble right here so you can see it also. It's just so nice. It's so nice. And there's literally no reason that I should like this color. This is not a color that I generally enjoy. It's so pretty. And I love it. And I love it in this pen. So I'm glad that that was an experiment that worked out. Next up, we have Troublemaker Sea Kelp. No, not Sea Kelp. That's not what it was. What the hell was it? It was not Sea Kelp. That's Kelp Tea. And this was Sea Glass. Sea Glass. I just tried to combine the two inks. Yeah, so you can see what it looks like wet versus dry. It goes down more green and then it dries a little more brown. Where you can see the brown more. I love both shades of this color. I love this ink. I love this ink a whole lot. And this TWSBI Eco has a medium nib on it. And then next up we have another Pelican. I love this combination so much that I don't think it's going to be a permanent combo, but it's going to be one that sticks around for a while. And that is my Pelican 605 M605 white transparent with the Califolio Olibast. Yeah, it's beautiful. Did you all see the Pelican M405 in the white silver? I think it's really pretty, but I think it's too close to what I already have. I don't have a 405 pen, but I don't, there are other 405 versions that I would like better, I think, and so I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, if you missed out on getting a 605 in the white transparent and you think that that's a thing that you would like, check out the M405. I think I want to say like Pen Chalet might have it for pre-order. Probably Nib Smith. I don't know. It's up places, I'm sure. Yeah, so if you're in the market for a Pelican, I recommend it. Well, I've never used a 400 series, but yeah. So next up I have my Lamy Studio. This is the aquamarine color. It was a special edition for 2019, I believe. Yeah, I like having like teal inks in this pen. Obviously it's teal. I don't have to match it, but I like doing it. So I put Sailor 50 States California. I've had this ink, but I've never used it. So this is another one that I wanted to get in for 30 inks 30 days and just didn't get a chance to do. Also Colorado. I had Colorado out to ink in a pen, but I was like, you have too many pens inked already. Just slow your roll. So next time I ink a new pen, next time I have to ink, next time I ink pens, I will definitely be getting Colorado in a pen. Next up I have my Lamy 2000 with the medium nib, and in this ink, or in this pen, I have the Birmingham Pen Company Cold Steel. I was going back and forth. I knew that I wanted to get some of my new Birminghams in pens, and I was going back and forth really hard about this one or Ice Rink, and in the end I was just like, I need to see that blue black in a pen. Like, I was like, that's gonna look really great in my Lamy 2000, so I want to see it. And I love it. This pen doesn't normally write this broadly. It is a broader medium, but I think that because this ink flows so well, it just makes it, I feel like it looks more like a broad than a medium. And I'm not mad about that. Yeah, so I'm really excited. This is a really pretty blue black. There isn't like much in the way of like sheen, which I don't mind. I don't think all inks don't need to have sheen. But it does have some nice shading. You can't really see it because this line is so thick, but you can kind of see like on the two, and like the tops of the letters, I have some shading in there. There's some lighter bits, but yeah, it's really nice. It's a really nice ink, and I am enjoying it in this pen. I did some journaling with it last night, or technically this morning. And next up, I still have, this pen is such a pain to like clean out that I still have the Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukio in it. So yeah, so I'll probably just write with this until it writes dry, and then I'll put it away to marinate until the next time I want to write with it. So, and this is my Pilot Custom 74. You saw this during 30 inks. Next up, I have my my TWSBI 580. This is the rose red version. I think it's just called rose, maybe, and I have a 1.1 stub on it. This is the first from the first like batch, and then TWSBI found some more and then sold them to found some more in the back room and was able to sell more of them. So this is from the original like release. And yeah, in this is from June's 30 inks 30 days. I still have my sample of Azure Kingfisher in here, and I just love it. I actually haven't used it much since 30 inks 30 days, but now that it's on my radar, I will get to use it again. We have two more to go. I have my TWSBI 580 Smoke and Rose Gold 2. I have a broad nib on it. And I still have the TWSBI Midnight Blue. Like, this is just, like, entirely all sheen right now. I think it's been in the pen long enough that it's kind of concentrated itself a little bit. And so, it's just all sheen at this point. But I love this dark blue as well. I just love this ink so much. But I still have probably, like, that much ink left. So it's still technically inked, and I didn't feel like emptying it out. So that, and then last, but most certainly not least, I have my Visconti Homo Sapiens. This, I have a medium nib, and it's the original, like, palladium nib. I love this pen. And it's the Bronze Age, so you can see that it's got, like, some lovely patina, especially on the clip, because I tend to, like, hold the cap. This is one of the pens, you can't really post it. I mean, I guess you can, but it's, like, technically, I guess you can, but it's super, super heavy and back weighted, and I don't recommend it. Like, this is the oversized version, so it's already heavy. But yeah, and I have a medium nib. And this is permanently inked with Robert Oster Soda Pop Blue because I don't want to clean it out to stick another ink in it. So this will be I have a fresh bottle that I ordered a few months ago. I think I ordered it at the end of June, just before No Buy July. And yeah, so those are the pens I have inked. So yeah, if you have any questions about any of them, let me know. If there's anything else you want to see or know about. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I have, like, a smaller pen case, and I'm just gonna choose a few of these to, like, carry with me, or just, like, have some sitting, because this is also my work desk, so just have some sitting here for, like, during work and stuff. Right now at this moment it's the weekend, so I'm doing, like, a lot of journaling, and, like, I just like lyrics copying and all the stuff that I like to use my pens for fun. So I just keep it in my room, and then I just grab whatever pen I want. So, I'm going to do those ink comparisons that I promised. And I was going to see if I have that bag of samples from the other day with SBRE Brown. One moment. How long is this video? Oh, we're still at 38 minutes, which is, yeah, okay. Never mind. I'm not going to look for the sample because that will take too long. So I will do the SBRE Brown, and I think Sailor Texas, and I think James Purdy and Sons. That was a comparison. I want to say maybe Penfriend Robert asked for that, like, so long ago. So we'll do that. I'll do that next time for sure. So the request that I had, one of the requests that I had is to compare Pilot Roshizuku Tsutsuji to Pilot Roshizuku Yamabudo. And as you can see from the labels, they're definitely different inks. But we will go ahead and do some swabbies. I'm going to grab my Hobonichi pen because I don't want to open the case again. I'll do Pilot. To 2G and Pilot Yamabudo. Is my black running out? Do I need to get a refill? No. Okay. And then what was the other one? I'll write those on there, then I don't have to worry about it. Marble of Chavor, and then Colorburst. Number 2, bluish green. Okay. So there we go. So we're ready to do swabs. The swabs are not like uniform in size, but that's okay. So here's Yamabudo. It's a really rich wine-colored ink. I forget what it translates to. I know that this translates to azalea, because that's what I think I got this. I must have gotten Tsutsuji off Amazon, because that looks like an Amazon label. And I got Yamabudo from Goulet. Oh no, is my scarf coming off? No. Okay, so here's what the inks look like. I don't know how easy. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. So I don't know how much you can tell, but this is definitely darker and this is definitely lighter and brighter. This is more reddy to me and this is more pinky. So get a cotton swab. So here's what it looks like on the cotton swab, and then here's what it looks like there. And I'm gonna and then Yamabudo. Apparently I have tightened Yamabudo very well. Hello. One second, I need to get a gripper thingy. There we go. And that's what it looks like. Here's the difference on the cotton swab. Covered in ink. That is Purl in the background, talking to birdies. Purl, say hello to all your fans. No, just the birdies? Okay. I love the Iroshizuku bottles so much. They're just so pretty. Yeah, so there's those. Obviously, Yamabudo is darker and a little more purpley, I think. I like both. They both will have sheen, although I don't think that I put enough ink on there. This ink will get like a gold sheen, and also this one will as well. But I think the sheen will be more noticeable on the Yamabudo. And then we have Colorverse Bluish Green. So that's what that looks like. I feel like this ink is a lot drier. Well, it's definitely a lot drier than those ones are. And then for Emerald of Chivor, I'm going to do a swab without shaking it up, and then I'm going to shake it up. And then I'll shake it up and we'll see what it looks like. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on there. So here's what the swabs look like. This is Emerald of Chivor, and this is Bluish Green. And then there's what those two look like. Yeah, they're different. This is already dry. This is, Emerald of Chivor is a wetter ink. I don't know that we're going to get the sheen on that one. I didn't pile it on as much, but, yeah. Yeah. So Emerald of Chivor is a little more teal. If you didn't want Emerald of Chivor, if you're trying to find a dupe, I don't think it's definitely not a perfect match. If it's good enough for you, though, then cool. That's like after the fact, so probably not the best indication of a second swabby, but yeah. So there. And then I don't know if you can see, Tsuji seems to have more of a haze than Yamabudo. Let me see, do I have my coloring cards here? Hello, Purl! Hello! Hello! Are you going to say hello to all your fans? Yes, are we going to rub the belly? Belly, 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 belly. Belly, 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 belly. Belly, 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 belly. Yes, that's a good girl. No, I don't have my coloring. I was going to compare the coloring cards for the bluish green and the Emerald of Chivor, but I don't have that here. So I can't do that. But we can do a Roshizuku and Yamabudo, and I can show you. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like next to that. I would say that Emerald of Chivor probably is a closer match to probably to Tourmaline. Although I think Tourmaline's a little greener. If you want to see how those compare. Yeah, Tourmaline is definitely more green. Emerald of Chivor leans a little more blue. But that's a thing. And then a Yamabudo, and I have too many cards here. Tsuji. So here on the coloring card is also how these two compare. But also here's Momiji, which looks a little more red compared to these two. And then also Kosumosu. So there's all the pinks. I actually like this combination a whole lot. Like light, middle, dark kind of. I like how these go together. I like especially how these two look together. So yeah, those are the pinks that I have. And I know that Jen's Tian, she also just kind of did a little mini swatch of Momiji next to Bishamonten. Apparently they're very close but different, so yeah, so you should check that out too if you haven't already. So awesome. So that is my fun currently inked / viewer request. I hope that you enjoyed seeing that, and I'm not sorry that this video is long. I enjoy watching long videos. I feel bad when I make long videos, but then I get feedback that everybody loves the long videos, or some people love long videos. People love the long videos. So there we go. So yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much. I think I'm going to finally go get to take my nap now. And I will just leave you with that shading of arugula. I love it so much. Like, the color itself doesn't look like arugula, but the ink itself just looks amazing. Beautimous. I love how light and delicate that looks. And I love the shading in all of these. So anyway, awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back next week with an ink flight unboxing. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. The witch is on her broom is all I will say. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Love you. Bye.